You are watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the November 25th meeting for the LaPorte County Planning Commission Workshop. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order and ask Eric to please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. Roll call, please.
John Matwishin. Joe Tuholsky.
Present.
Steve Hollifield.
Present.
John Carr.
Present.
Rita Beatty.
Present.
Andy Klupacek.
Present.
Jimmy Pressel.
Present.
Eric Poynton.
Present.
Harold Parker. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Just as a reminder, before we move on through the agenda a little bit further this evening, that this is a workshop only for the Plan Commission members this evening. There will be no public comment. We've mentioned that a few times previously to the meeting. So we would just like for you guys to all, if you'd like to remain, just to remember that there will be no public comment. There'll just be a discussion this evening on the workshop for the data centers. So, all right, motion to approve the agenda.
I would like to add one thing to the agenda, just for a brief top discussion at the end. I was out in New Durham Estates when they did introduce these smaller homes, and Tom Fath asked if I would bring it to you guys just to hand out for something to look at, because I think this is a good idea for our county to look at to get more affordable houses in the area. So I just want to pass that on.
Yeah, I took a quick look at it, and rather than modify our JZO, I'm thinking we take these on a case by case, and they should be in like a planned unit development or something of that nature, so the county's not sprinkled with them all over the place.
Right.
So, and we can do that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Other than that, I'll make a recommendation we approve the agenda.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Approval of the minutes from last month's meeting.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, and we have no petitions this evening, so we'll move forward with any old business on the agenda. And hearing none, we'll move on to the new business, which is the resolution of the LaPorte County Plan Commission adopting the LaPorte County Housing Analysis and Action Agenda. Would you like to discuss the other first, or?
This is a very well-crafted study. I read the whole thing front to back, so yes, I was bored a couple mornings. But it's amazing what we need in this county, and the types of houses we need, the size of houses, rental units, everything. And like I said, it was very interesting, intriguing what we needed to make this county go forward.
It was very thorough. It was very, very nicely put together.
If I may, this ties into possible grants later. So
Yes, it
this has to be passed to be a prerequisite to qualify for later grants, just so the commission knows.
Okay. Okay. Any other discussion on the resolution?
Is Mitch going to present anything about it, or?
So this was originally crafted in 2021 by LaPorte Healthcare Foundation at that time, and this primarily is just an update to those statistics and update to recommendations that possibly the county should be thinking about in the years to come. So 5 years later, different data sets were included in this information, and it is before you tonight for resolution approval.
Madam President,
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I've also reviewed it. I concur. I think that my recommendation would be that the Plan Commission move to adopt this. And for any members, home gamers, or people in the audience that would be interested in viewing a presentation, there was one done like 2 commissioner meetings ago. So that is stored on the county's YouTube channel, and you can go there and view it. If you have any problems getting it, you can contact our office and we'll get you pointed in the right direction.
Just another addition, as you know, we're updating our 20-year comprehensive plan, and that should be done July, August next year. And so I'll make sure that consultants receive this document to update, maybe utilize some of the data, incorporate it within, and use it in our comprehensive plan as well.
That'd be great. Thank you. Okay. Any other discussion on the resolution? Okay. And so we need to make a motion.
Make a motion, we accept it.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion on the resolution? Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. All right, so now we'll move on to the data center workshop.
Those that attended the meeting I had I believe 2 weeks ago, a lot of the main concerns that people had, plus the emails they sent me and the phone calls I received, are setbacks, lighting, the noise. 55 decibels seems to be the norm, which is basically the sound of a refrigerator. They would like to see test wells monitored. Currently, right now, there's 73 of these being proposed across the state. I believe there's about 12 counties that are looking at these. Lake County currently is the only one that has an ordinance specifically addressing data centers. So that's a template we can have. Other counties are looking at other things they want to do is test well monitoring. Hamilton County installed that 2 years ago, I believe, to make sure that they don't disturb the groundwater. Generators, a big thing was the generators are the main noise generator, or generators, and they would like a sound accentuators to put on there to make them quieter, like a big muffler, is what a lot of people are concerned about that. Vegetative screening, so that way they don't have to look at a big giant building all the time, and plus that will also help with lighting and noise. They would like to have strict water usage requirements and reporting of the gallons used, which currently right now a farmer, if he irrigates, has to go to IDEM to tell them how many gallons of water we use for irrigation. And they want a very strict economic development agreement up front and the use of local labor. And so that way we don't run the thing.
You're not going to go to get those two things in the plan commission. Every time something's prevented, I hear it. I'm used to it, and that's fine.
That's just, I'm just telling what they're saying.
Yeah, well, the way to write it, I think, is it's not coming in without an economic improvement agreement approved by the county commissioners.
Commissioner and the council, okay.
Yeah.
And then the local agreement labor agreement would go through the commission also.
You're not going to get a local well, you can try it, but you're not going to get a local labor agreement here.
No, I said here, no.
Oh, okay.
It goes through not this commission, the commissioners.
Yes, yep.
That's all I have from our meeting.
Mr. Vice President, and the stuff that you described, did anybody bring up vibrations or vibration detection?
Not that was addressed at our meetings, and like I said, I spoke with St. Joe County, Hamilton County, Allen County I reached out to, and they did not respond back. Lake County has not responded back either, and I don't believe there's anything in Lake County's ordinance about vibrations.
There's not.
Okay, all right, just check. Thank you.
What would you go for vibrations on there? I'm assuming that's during the building process, driving pilings.
I'm not sure. I just, upon doing my own research, I've come across that as being one of the complaints in other communities. So I thought if there was going to be a committee or some discussion, that might be one of the topics that we throw in there.
I would imagine if you've got 15 or 20 of these massive diesel generators going, they would probably vibrate the ground a little bit.
I would say also during the building process, if
Yep.
they're driving pilings and that kind of thing.
Right.
Would that be something we could address in the ordinance, Doug?
Yes, vibration when it's up and running, yes.
Okay.
Construction techniques and disruption, I don't think you're going to get around that.
No, because you got to have it.
Yeah.
Just during hours operation, correct? Or like can you do a time frame?
Talking about noise ordinance?
Post-construction.
Post-construction.
Oh, to limit
During
it.
construction, could you do an hours, or could the BZA set an hours
He
of
can
operation?
limit that in his office. I think that would be a cleaner way to do it.
10 hours a day or whatever.
Yeah, whatever it is, but he can put, remember, he can put conditions on any building permit.
Okay.
Right.
So us trying to guess what it might be is a lot more difficult than him seeing what it is and say, oh, wait, this is what you got to do, okay? As far as proceeding forward, I looked over the Lake County ordinance. It's pretty good. I don't want to do it the way they did it, though. They amended their zoning code, and it's a lot more work and expensive with postage and all that to amend the actual JZO itself. Okay, I would rather do this as a standalone, just like we did on the solar, because the modifications are a lot simpler and easier if we do a standalone. And the biggest reason, though, is this is new. Whenever
That's what
something new
everybody
comes around, we've amended that solar ordinance 3 or 4 times, I think, and so it was much easier to do it. But everything was brand new, and as we go, we kind of learn. So I think this would be the best way to go. And my thought is, we form a committee and work from. We don't have to use everything in this document, but it's a great starting point, and I think it saves us a ton of time.
The other counties that I talked to that said the same thing. This is all brand new. No one thought about this even 10 years ago. And a couple of county commissioners says, well, when you get yours done, send us a copy so we can look at it.
Well, if we use this as a template and have a committee go over, even you may want some provisions more restrictive or less restrictive. I saw a couple of things that, as the lawyer, it would be very difficult to enforce. Because you got to remember, anything in here, I've got to be able to enforce it too. Okay, but that's my suggestion on moving forward, or at least getting started.
Okay.
So it's similar to the solar committee then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then come back with the results and you could also go through here and send me your comments, and I could redline the comments on each on each section, so everybody can see what everybody else thinks. But I think we should start with the committee first.
I'd volunteer for that. So we have about four members?
Say 4.
5, so we don't get a deadlock.
Then we can't,
You
but that's a
can't.
quorum.
Can't have
Goes
it.
in.
Oh, we got. Oh, yeah.
We
Four
can't have
members
the
is fine. I
5.
forgot how many we got up here.
All right, John, did you have something that you wanted to?
Yeah, there's a sound-related issue, infrasound, which may be included under the vibration issue. Essentially, an acoustic pressure wave that people can't hear, but they feel it vibrating their lungs. And another thing that comes up often for generators is particulate matter, referred to as PM 2.5, which is very fine particles of carbon that end up going into the lungs. Many people are concerned about that being produced. That's
Okay. The other John?
Yeah, I was just curious, are we aware of any legislation that may be coming forward to address, like statewide, maybe having a standard for data centers?
No, I haven't heard of anything such thing.
I asked Jim Sr., and he says bills haven't come out yet, and he hasn't heard any rumors.
Okay, so it could be addressed.
Yeah, because the state took the batteries over because it's so technically difficult, and we're not equipped
To handle it.
to monitor and all that type of thing. So, I mean, our batteries went through before the state took it over, but DHS has it now.
And that's why the deal with the water usage, we would probably have to rely on IDEM to help us monitor that, because like I said, they already monitor all the water usage for agriculture right now. Mm-hmm. So I'm going down again in February, first week of February, and that's when the bills change houses, and I plan on making some meetings with some of these people, IDEM, DNR, EPA, well, not EPA, but IDEM and stuff like that down there. Mm-hmm. Yep. And again, anybody's got any comments to take with, I'll take with down there.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Just real quick, with the monitoring wells,
Yeah.
if the committee chooses, you could require that the petitioner or the applicant hire a third party to deal with monitoring the wells. We've taken that action before in the county.
I know Hamilton County, I spoke with Commissioner Harebrant today, they installed 90 of them because they're already having trouble with water down there. And then when LEAP wanted to pump water from there into Boone County, they said, whoa, stop. We don't have the water available, so that's why they're monitoring their water. And I believe he said they used a third-party company that put the wells in and monitored them.
Yeah, the monitoring wells cuts through all the BS. I mean, somebody can tell us something, all day, but the monitoring well is going to tell you truth and fact. This is what the levels are.
Right.
And from what I understand, technology is improving, so I mean, they're trying to, try to make better use of the water as well, loop systems and stuff like that.
The water summit down in August, there was a half a day dedicated to data center water usage, and you've got a trade-off there. There's if your closed loop system requires more electric usage, but it requires less water. If you want to use less electric, you use more water. So now they're looking at air cooled, and some of them are even looking at the way it explained to me. They immerse the unit in like an antifreeze solution to help cool it that way. Like John said, the technology is changing daily. Well, who'd have thought we had data centers a few years ago? Now look. And my daughter's telling me that as long as we got phones, we're going to have data centers.
Right.
Maybe if we wait long enough, they'll figure out a way to put it in Lake Michigan.
There you go.
Right. Okay, so we need 4 committee members. We have 1 volunteer so far. Do I have any other volunteers that really want to do this? Joe?
John?
I'll do it if,
So we got both Johns and Joe. And that should count.
Johns and Joe?
That's a song.
And Steve.
That's a song.
Hollifield.
So these two,
This one and Joe.
that's Joe, not Joe.
But these two.
There's 2 Johns at that end, like bookends.
Both Johns. These 2 on this end, 1 on that end, and Steve, please. Sorry. Thank you.
Could I be included in the meetings too?
Yeah.
Only if you bring a lunch.
Just give me the order.
Doug, a question we had a lot of questions on is this from a lot of people. If we can bring back something by the next Plan Commission meeting in December, what kind of time frame for you to be able to put together? We're not having one in December?
We have, yeah.
Well, council said that too, and they're having one. So
We don't have one.
all right, so I guess January. If we bring back recommendations, then how long do you think it would take for you for draft one?
It just depends on how many changes there are. We're going to have at least one meeting to discuss it. So I would target February, March.
Okay.
Okay. If anything comes in before then, remember, and we did this with the batteries because we didn't know anything about battery facilities. The BZA, because they would be petitioning for a variance. Okay. And the BZA can put conditions, and the battery facilities, we had 14 conditions, I think, and they're pretty strict. So if some comes in the meantime, we'll handle it through BZA, okay? I just don't want us to rush this too much.
Yeah, St. Joe County's response was they wish they had slowed down a touch before they had this. One council member told me they have a mess over there right now.
Okay.
So that's why their recommendation was take it nice and slow to get something done to do it right the first time.
Yeah, I mean, our first round on solar, since we didn't know anything about it, it was so brand new, and nobody else had a solar in the state, so we left it on the agenda for like a year, waiting for input. Of course, nobody says a word until they want to put one in, and then everybody has an opinion, you know. But so I would say let's target February, March, and in the meantime, the committee can get the suggestions together, and then everybody will have a chance to discuss it when I have something to you that is digestible.
Because they'll need a special exception right now for the BZA, correct?
Yeah, well, it's not in the book, so I'm treating it as a special exception and a variance, both.
Okay.
Okay, that way nothing's going to get built unless we've got somebody looking at it.
And as of right now, keep in mind that we do not have any requests for the county whatsoever for data centers. So we have nobody that's come to us and asked right now. So, okay, so our next meeting would be January 27th here at 6 p.m. And maybe we'll have some input at that point in time then from the committee that we can hear. So, okay. Anything else that we need to go over regarding the data center workshop? Any other input from anyone? Okay, any other old business that we need to discuss?
I want to, again, folks, if you got some information or whatever, forward it to us so we can look at it. I mean, you guys have been great. I mean, I've got a whole stack of stuff here that people have sent to me. Other counties have reached out. And like I said, other counties are very curious. Like I said, they want to see what somebody else does before they do theirs.
Right.
So,
They don't want to be the guinea pig.
Exactly.
Can you clarify for everybody, Doug? So on this process, January, February, March, timeline-wise for everybody out here, when they'd actually be able to come and speak public comment-wise?
Well, it's tough to tell because I don't know how close the committee's going to get, and I don't know how many changes you guys are going to make.
So it wouldn't be first reading we would have here?
No, we got to get to a draft that's acceptable that we can get on the internet and everybody can look at. Then we'll have our public hearing. Okay. So that's why I said I was guessing February, March.
Right.
If all goes well.
Yeah.
because if they bring something back in January, that would just be us discussing it, right?
Right,
There'd be
yeah.
no public comment.
Yeah, what the committee has
So
brought
then-
back to us.
So if we approve the ordinance that you draft, then that would put them in, what, March for public comment?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
In that case, we would schedule an actual public hearing. It would be listed on the website. It would be announced at our meeting. It would be published in local media, and it would probably also be disseminated through the commissioners and other means. And there's a lot of people paying attention. So, I mean, we'll do our part to get the word out, but the word will be out. I would expect a lot of public participation once we get to that point.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion to adjourn. Thank you all for your attendance this evening.